Welcome back to the tape deck where we go over the golden era of hip hop. That's right. If you don't already know by this episode, I'm talking about 90s. The 90s to be politically correct. We're going to get into the music, the sound, the style, all of the above. We're not just your hosts, we are your new 90s family. I'm Money Carson.
I'm Cash Only J. Yo, and today we're gonna talk about our boy Common.
Like water for chocolate.
At one point he was Common Sense. Can I borrow $1, Common?
Lonnie.
Yo, I used to love her, Common. And that bitch and you, Ice Cube, Common.
We're going to get to that.
Movie star Common.
Common got to relax.
Chicago Common.
That should have been his name, Shakaman.
I know that's right. But today we're gonna get some facts, some feelings, and have our tape deck family chime in, and we're gonna get Money to just interject on some comment. And Money, hit us off, man.
Let's go to the start. What I didn't know, but I found out doing the research, is Common actually started in a group called CDR. That group was doing all right. They was doing their thing. They had a little indie situation. They opened for NWA, Big Daddy Kane, just to name a few. But then the label dissolved in 91, and the group dissolved. And that's when he went solo and changed his name to Common Sense. In 1992, he was in The Source's Unsigned Hype, and that's when he dropped a single called Take It Easy. The single got enough buzz after being in The Source, because if you remember 92, listeners, viewers, everybody, in 92, if you got in that Source Unsigned Hype and you got a good review, you was lit after that. Mm-hmm. So he dropped the single. Between the article and the single, he created enough buzz for himself to get another deal, and that's when he dropped the album, Can I Borrow $1? Sounds like you was fond of that album.
Yeah. Again, that was like a WKDU special. That radio show used to come on Sunday evenings around 6:00. So I remember when I first heard Common, it was on that record station. That radio station. Promoting his record, and I was like, I like this guy. He's different. The other thing which was intriguing is you didn't really hear much about the Midwest or Midwest MCs. So him coming out of Chicago, and at the time I had two aunts on both sides of the family that lived out there, and my brother was stationed in Chicago for a little while, and as a child, I liked the Chicago Bears. I was like, okay, this guy is pretty cool. And then you had the Cooley High movie that was based in the Chicago Cabrini Green neighborhood. So I was like, all right, I want to hear what this guy got something. I want to hear what this guy has to say. It sounds like he has something to say.
Well, that album, it did good, didn't do amazing, but it peaked at 70 on top R&B and hip hop album. So number 70, it's always an honor to get into the top 100. But it made it to 70, not bad. The single Take It Easy actually made it to number 5. Breaker 19 made it to number 10, and Sold by the Pound made it to number 7. And this project was distributed, it was on Relativity Records. Fun fact, the whole project, I don't know if you knew this, was produced by No ID.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's news to me.
Me too, when I did my research. Never knew that. Shout out to No ID. So, boom, let's fast forward to 1994. That's when he dropped his next project with who other than No ID, called Resurrection. That's when he had the song Used to Love Her.
Right.
Used to Love Her was a record where it sounded like he was talking about a female and all her ups and downs and why they fell out of love, but really he was talking about hip hop. And that's when the West Side Connection took offense to some of his lyrics because it kind of sounded like he was saying she got messed up over there. That's how they took it. So that created a crazy feud that we're going to get into too. But Used to Love Her. That was a real dope record. I know for me, that was the first time I heard the trickery. I call it trickery because if you're not all the way tuned in and tapped in and reading between the lines, you really think it's a love song or a chick record. And it was nothing like that. You know what I'm saying?
I remember hearing Used to Love Her for the first time. I was in Funko Mart.
Spent some time in there.
Yeah, I was in Funko Mart, and that's when I would hear, like, you know, all these different, like, I guess, underground MCs, different MCs that weren't like real mainstream. That's where I was getting like a lot of my knowledge from. And Funko Mart they had an actual DJ in there. At times you would go in there and they would have local DJs in there just spinning, and I was like, yo, that's that dude. That's the one. What is it? Soul by the Pound. Because I remember that was one of his hot joints. I was like, yo, that's that dude. And you're listening to it, and like you said, if you really wasn't dialed in, you was thinking it was something else. And I think that's what happened between him and Ice Cube and the West Side Connection, is that they weren't really dialed in, or maybe they were looking for a fight. I don't know.
Who knows? You know? Maybe it was some bad blood between him and Ice Cube from when that group used to open for NWA. You never know.
Right.
Second album didn't do as well as the first album, and a lot of people thought it was over for him. The album only it peaked at 179 on the Billboard charts. The single Used to Love Her peaked at 91. 31 for hot rap singles, but overall R&B and hip hop, 91. The single Resurrection, 22 for hot rap singles, but overall R&B hip hop, 88.
The three common joints that I was high on, it had some space in between them. I know he had
The Business.
The Business, that joint with De La Soul. That was a part of the year, 96, summer of 96 when that dropped. Stakes is High LP. He was that song. When his voice dropped, or his verse dropped, he killed it. And that was at the height of the East Coast West Coast beef. And I can remember the magazine. It was a hip hop magazine. He was on it with Mobb Deep, and it was like, you know, they were, you know, holding the East Coast down. They were the the young generation with the energy, and they had article. You know, the article had featured like him talking about, you know, him collabing with De La Soul and his own project, and him going at Ice Cube. I forget the name of that legendary song. The Bitchin' You. Yeah. The Bitchin' You, when he dissed Ice Cube, and Ice Cube was going at it.
Yeah.
And then he collabed with The Roots, which we referenced to earlier in the show. Act 2, Love of My Life. Again, even though Black Thought killed it, like Common was, you know, he was icing on the cake. He was the cherry on top. And you know, he made that joint, you know, more than what it would have been if Black Thought just did it, you know, by himself, or he did it with Malik B or Dice Raw or somebody, or just any other MC. I think Common was the perfect mix. And then I think the third joint that I was really big on with Common was the joint he did with Mary J. Blige, when I think that was like it's close to last. Well, nah, it probably. I don't know how many albums he put out, but I remember he did a joint called "Come Close," and I really liked that song. You know, he was kicking it. I think he was talking about Erykah Badu, and Common's like kind of weird, man. He to me, he never can sustain a relationship.
He's kind of weird.
Like,
is it him though?
I
guess
know.
he's the common denominator, right?
That might be the case.
I don't know. Common came. A lot of these artists from the '90s, they didn't become transparent like some of them did with social media and all that. And I feel like he's one, even though he managed to keep himself relevant after music. I know he still does music here and there, but you know, he's in films, he's in movies. He was in Street Kings, dope role. Smoking Aces, dope role. You know what I'm saying? Like, Common's one of them rappers that when they're in the movie, I'm not looking at him like a rapper. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Just Right, when he was the basketball player and hurt his knee and all that.
Even when he's a barber in barbershop.
Yes, you're right. See, I even forgot he was in that for a minute. I mean, Common, he's a legend in his own right. You know what I'm saying? Feature-wise, like we was talking off air, when I think of Common, there's no feature that comes to my mind. What comes to my mind is when he called Drizzy Canada Dry. Nah, I'm playing. That was hard, though. What comes to my mind is like the albums like One Day It'll All Make Sense. I remember having that album and really listening to that album when that dropped.
Hold up. We got to walk that back. That when he's...
You look so sweet. That was over a chick.
But no, I'm just saying. But, like, remember Drake came at him on Stay Scheming.
Yes.
And I'm like, yo, like, he gotta say something back.
He did.
And he did. You know what I mean? So
I mean, Common don't play that. Remember the beef with him and Ice Cube?
Right. Yeah, bitching you. He wasn't playing. That's I'm like that's why I fools with Common, because he like one of them dudes, man, like, yo, you're not paying attention, right? Y'all wilding, you know, and then bam, he sneak you, and you won't even know it's coming, because he one of them two type dudes. He doesn't even look the part. Like, I ain't gonna do nothing. Next thing you know, boom, you yawn.
What was that record he had? After, you know, Common would come and go as he pleased with this rap game, but he had one record that when he popped back up with that, it was out of here. It felt amazing.
Was it the chocolate?
When I see it, I'ma know it. That's the problem.
I know he had two joints. He had one with him and his grandma on the cover. That was hard.
I'm not even talking about the album. It was a record, and it was crazy.
Well, yeah, he always, you know, he'll put a banger out like out of nowhere.
Man, what was it? It was like the same kind of feeling as when Talib Kweli came out with Just to Get By. What was that? What was that record? Oh man, here we go. Wiki don't fail me now. Let's see. When I see it, I'ma know it. I'm telling you. Yo, what's crazy is, and this goes to piggyback off of what you said about his relationships, is all the artists that we be Wikipediaing and Googling and all of that. This is the first artist that in his Wikipedia, after years active in works, it actually has partners. Erykah Badu from 2000 to 2002. Taraji P. Henson from 05 to 07. Serena Williams from 07 to 2010. Angela Rye from 2017 to 2018. Tiffany Haddish from 2020 to 2021. Jennifer Hudson 2021 to present. Why did you guys feel the need to put that there is beyond me?
Well, I can answer that. You can't sustain a relationship except for Jennifer Hudson. That's pretty fresh.
That's pretty fresh.
She's from Chicago, so they may understand each other. And Midwest stuff. But shouts out to the Midwest.
He actually won an Academy Award for the Glory song with John Legend. Selma film. Co-starred. He was in that movie. He was in Glory. He was in Smoking Aces, Street Kings, American Gangster,
Yeah.
Wanted, Date Night, Just Right, Happy Feet 2, Run All Night, John Wick Chapter 2, and Smallfoot. Wow.
Yeah, he put together a nice little collection of movies.
Yeah, he did.
Yo, you know what it was funny though? On American Gangster, like he played as whatchamacallit's dad.
I'm sorry to cut you off. The record was called B. You remember that record?
No.
What? I'm going to play it when we off air. And
Never.
then you're going to be like, cut it back on. I remember what
Okay.
you were saying. My bad.
Nah, you know what's funny is that he played as man, I'm looking at his face, man. Tip.
That's the one you was talking about.
Yeah, that's the one.
One Day It All makes sense.
That was hot. That was a tough album. This guy from Atlanta,
From T.I.?
T.I. He plays his Tip's dad on American Gangster.
You're right. He's when he's
Yeah.
pitching. Yep, you're right. You're
Yeah,
right.
little Johnny Lucas or something like that.
Yep, you're right. You're right. You're right.
I'm gonna put you on your ass, dude. Come on, dad.
Yeah, One Day It All Makes Sense came out in 97. That was
Yeah.
my real introduction to Common. That's when I listened to his music on purpose, put it that way. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And then the next one was that was like Water for Chocolate.
Yeah, that one was hard,
another
too.
one. That's another one that I listened to on purpose.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Man, Common had some runs, man.
He had some chicks too.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, he did. I mean, listen, one could argue that he can't maintain a relationship, and another could argue in the same breath that his roster is elite. So it's like maybe he did what he wanted to do.
Yeah.
Everybody don't want to be happily ever after. Some people want to stick and move, champ.
I'm just saying, like, I'm looking at, I'm listening to what you're saying, and I'm remembering, like, hearing him be a part of these relationships, and it's like, yo, what's going on, dude? Like,
I mean, yeah, but look at his roster, bro. His catalog of partners, as Wiki calls it, looks great.
Yeah,
I give him an A+.
Common.
You know what I'm saying? Shout out to you, Common. One day it'll all make sense. Easy as Water for Chocolate. That's who we be. You know what I'm saying? But that B record, crazy. You know what? That record was so crazy to me that we're gonna find out who
Never heard
produced it. You did hear it, bro.
of it. Never.
I know for a fact you heard of it.
I
You just didn't know that that's what it's called.
yeah. I mean, I'd say this, like, I've never heard him in anything whack. Never. Like, if you really think about it, like, you never heard him like, yo, turn this garbage off. Never.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Like,
Kanye. Kanye, Jay Dilla, James Poser from the Roots,
oh shit,
and
that's
Kareem Riggins.
He's a part of that.
He produced that record I'm talking about, B.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna check that out. You
Or
said
it's just an album.
Jay Dilla alone. You know what I mean? That
Okay,
was
The Corner.
The Corner. That's
Yes.
what it's called.
Yes. B is the album. The Corner is the song I'm talking about.
All right, I'm gonna have to definitely get into that.
There we go. I knew I had to get more of my ducks in a row. Who produced? Kanye produced The Corner. Yeah, bro. That record right there.
Oh yeah,
Serious.
Kanye produced it. Even though he
Serious.
is where he's at, but man, yo, that dude's genius.
Serious.
So I know
Super serious.
that's probably hot.
So that's when people kind of thought it was over. But I think that beef put a little bigger spotlight on him.
Right.
Because he wasn't the typical gangster rapper. And you would have thought that West Side Connection would have trampled him. But he came out the gates hard body. What'd he say? How he started?
That bitch in you.
Yeah.
Yo, the funny thing is when they were throwing down, I guess you could just leave it at lyrics. It was, kind of at the height of the West Coast East Coast beef, and I remember
1996.
grabbing an edition of Right On, and on that Right On, you had the West Side Connection and Tupac on one side of the cover, and then on the other side you had Common, Mobb Deep, and CNN. And I was like, yo, what is he doing with them? And it was like, yo, he's riding with the East because I guess his beef with the West Side Connection. But like you said, he came with heat. He wasn't playing.
He was not playing.
He was definitely not like, yo, y'all not gonna drag me in my backpack. Like, that's not happening.
Word.
You know, I'm dissing these cats and I'm gonna stand on my square and this is what it is. So, you know.
Off of that, he turned the corner, and that's when he dropped One Day It'll All Make Sense. Now, me personally, as an individual, One Day It'll All Make Sense was when I became a Common fan. I knew of the beef he had with West Side Connection because, you know, I want to know what the drama is just like everybody else. But the albums before that, I really wasn't tapped into.
Right.
I was a little young, and it just wasn't on my radar. But when he dropped One Day It'll All Make Sense, I remember I actually bought that CD.
Right.
That dropped in September. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, it was supposed to drop in October of '96. For whatever happened, it dropped in September of '97. It said it took him 2 years to complete. He had Lauryn Hill, De La Soul, Q-Tip, Cannabis, Black Thought, and Questlove on there.
Good lineup.
That landed him on MCA Records, and that's probably why he actually got the proper push that time, because MCA was definitely stronger than them other two labels.
Yeah, because I mean, when he first stepped on the scene, he was nice, but it was like, okay, you know, he wasn't nobody that was in any of my rotations of, you know, mixed CDs or mixed tapes, or, you know, somebody I was like, yo, I'm going to go rock some Common, or, you know, I'm with the homies like, yo, I got this Common. They be like, yo, all right, well, get out. He was definitely not that dude, you know, but like you said, when he came with It All Makes Sense, that's when he like really stepped on the scene and it was like, all right, this guy can hold his own. He's definitely, you know, somebody that's turning the corner. He's somebody that, you know, he's got something to say. As the Southerners said at that time at the Source Awards, yo, he definitely had something to say, and he was holding the Midwest down. Like, it seemed like he was holding the Midwest down by himself at that point.
Yeah, because there wasn't a lot of known talent from Chicago. So the '97 release of One Day It All Makes Sense, that peaked that Billboard at 62, which again, better than both of his previous albums. Number 12 for hip-hop, top R&B and hip-hop albums. The lead single was Reminding Me. That peaked at 57 on the charts. For hot rap singles, it peaked at 9. So that was dope. That was the level up for him, and that's what he needed. I think it was because in that time frame, 91, between 91 and 96, all the lead top rap songs were gangster rap, to be honest with you. Common wasn't gangster rap, but he proved he wasn't no punk. And I think that's when people started to really take a listen to him, because even that beef he had with West Side Connection, Farrakhan had to step in that to end that beef. Like, that wasn't going away. They was going jab for jab, jab for jab, and it probably would have only been a matter of time before they bumped into each other in real life.
And it's crazy because, you know, like you said, at the time, man, gangster rap, hustling rap, or, you know, that kind of MCing was it. You only had a handful of guys or a handful of duos or groups that was really, you know, making some noise alongside that, which is like the Tribe Called Quest, KRS-One, and I mean, this is in the 90s, that were rapping like Conscious Cool Party or whatever you want to call it. That was cool. You know, maybe Gangstar, you know, another group that you know, you're just like, all right, well, this is not about shoot 'em up, bang, bang, you know, selling crack or whatever. And like you said, man, by Common taking that stand, in my opinion, when he took that stand, he stood on the square and duked it out. And it wasn't like he was just saying like all crazy stuff. It was like stuff that made sense, just like the title. It made sense in what he was saying. He was like, "Yo, I'm not walking around with a 9mm or a Uzi or something. I'm gonna shoot the whole house. I'm killing y'all lyrically, or I'm gonna dish you lyrically, and that's just what it is. And if it comes to fisticuffs, all right, it's gonna be fisticuffs. Like,
Yeah, he took the stance of I'm gonna be a man first.
right, yeah, and which is, I think, in my opinion, especially at that time, that is probably the hardest thing to do. And I mean, in life, is to be a man every day. Like, every day you're confronted with situations.
Right.
And you have to, just stand up, step up, and do what you got to do. And I think it could have been easy for him to, like, go gangster. Like, that could have been the easiest way out. Like, oh, you know what? F your mama. Like, like how Easy and
No Vaseline.
Yeah, like that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
He could have went that way, and he didn't. He just is like, yo, I'm gonna hold it down this way, and I got something to say, and y'all gonna listen, y'all gonna hear it.
So then fast forward to 1999. That's when he spent the whole 1999 working on Like Water for Chocolate. We ain't gonna get into all the details of that album because it didn't come out till 2000. I know y'all didn't hear me talk about awards and platinum and Grammys because that didn't happen till after 2000. But when we take this next lap around, I'm gonna figure out a way to get that for you. Common's dope, man, all around. He later transitioned into movies, like the one he got where he's in the NBA with Queen Latifah.
Right.
I forget what it's called, but that's dope.
Yeah, good movie.
What's it called? I forget, but he was also in Smoking Aces. That's my junk.
That's the one when he's dirty cop.
No, he's not a dirty cop. Ooh, that was a good movie
That
too,
movie
though.
was
What
all
movie was that?
That's the one with American Gigolo guy. What's his name?
What movie is that?
Richard Gere.
Yes, but I forget what it's called. Smoking Aces was when he was that magician who owed a lot of money to the mob. He was his right hand man.
I'm gonna have to go back.
And they
watch
put a
that.
bounty on his head for $1 million. And all the assassins was coming to get him. Alicia Keys, Taraji was coming to get him.
Wow.
Yeah, that joint was hard.
I'm so
was coming to
tied
get
up.
him.
I apologize. I'm so tied up in that movie where he was a cop. He was like him and his boy was like so deep undercover.
Street Kings.
Yeah. Oh. Man.
That's that movie.
Love that movie.
Yeah, that was hard. That
And
was hard.
it's crazy because he wasn't like on the radar for being in the movies. Like him transition, like out of nowhere. He just
Yeah. I don't
jumped
even
in.
remember what his first movie was, but he got that off.
Yeah.
Just Right. That's the movie when he was in the NBA playing
Yeah.
for the Nets and he
Good
got
movie.
with Queen Latifah. Just Right.
I think you know what I think. Again, I didn't mean to cut you off, but I think the videos that he was in, like
Probably.
he had a couple of videos. Like I think the joint he had his song. This is in the 2000s.
The Lucifer, that
Yeah.
when they were in court.
Right.
Yeah, he had to
And-
act out.
Then he had a joint where he was acting with Mary J. Blige, and it was like a love song, but it was a rap. Come Close.
Plus, it's a fact that light skinned niggas can act, bro.
Yeah.
It's like, nah, I'm just.
Our producer, he's light skinned, but he doesn't show his face. But I'll just leave it at that.
Yo, man, Common, shout out to you, bro. Yeah, the '90s was seems to be his come up, his push through. You know what I mean? Like, first album did decent, second album not so much. Came upon some rap beef that would have ended a lot of people's career. He survived it and leveled up and then dropped a real dope project and then went on to have an amazing all-around career. Music, acting, the whole nine.
Yeah, poetry. He definitely paid his dues in the 90s.
I wonder if he could really ball. He's 6 foot.
You know, I mean, you could be stereo.
He was a ball boy for the Chicago Bulls.
Really? Didn't know that. Common was a ball boy for the Chicago Bulls. I heard ball boys make bread, bro. If I'd have known that as a teenager, I'd have dropped out of school a long time ago. It's like, nah. Shout out to you, Common, man. And even though it didn't drop till 2000, like Water for Chocolate, that was that word.
Very good album.
Testimony. That
Yo,
was the name of the song. And he was
it's-
in the courtroom.
It's crazy with that. Yeah, Testimony. And he did a joint with Kanye. Remember that joint with what's her name? Stacey Dash. The video.
Yes.
Oh man, I love that. That's one of
I
the,
mean, who was on from Chicago before Common that made it like they made it?
well,
Twister.
Twister. Yeah, Twister.
So it was just them two. What successful ungangster rapper was as successful as Common first?
Vince Mancini.
I don't even know who that is.
Our producers really talk. I would like to see what he look. Would anybody like to see?
Put it in the comments.
Hell no!
We really would like to see this guy, but as you can see, he's
Common definitely
hell no.
opened the floodgates for Chicago. Him and Twister. I'm not going to take anything away from Twister.
You know,
But I believe that they made room. I mean, like, as you see, No ID did his first two
Right.
projects.
right?
You know what I'm saying? No ID. Who came up under him? Kanye West.
Kanye West, and that's what I'm saying. Like Kanye, that's what you gotta love about him is that he paid his homage. He made sure that Common was in a couple of his projects and. The cats from out there in the Midwest, he made sure that, they were polarizing like himself.
1999. You know what? Common was on the Roots joint.
Oh.
Things Fall Apart.
My favorite
Yes,
song
yes.
on that album, do 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 do, hip hop.
Yeah, I don't remember what it's called. though. That was a dope album.
I love Common. He's on a couple of joints. Co-featured man that we just missed. But Common man, he put in some work in the '90s, mid to late '90s.
He definitely did, man. He's one of the GOATs. Definitely a Chicago GOAT. He's one of the GOATs, man.
Definitely. So yeah, we're gonna step off. Family, friends, supporters, smash that like button. Come on and support. Keep on watching. Keep on listening. Let's just do this thing, man. Do it big for the golden era. Tape Deck, man. This is just a great show. Content's great. These MCs we're talking about are great, and female MC artists. Lil' Kim, I haven't forgotten about you. Foxy, I haven't forgotten about you. And Money, man, take us all the way out.
Like we always do around this time. Big shout out to leader of the Pack Productions. Shout out to the man, the myth, the legend that makes it happen. The man with the face too easy to trace. Mr. 2AM, your plug's favorite plug, a.k.a. the Red Wolf.
The Faceless Bandit. Ooh.